All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got a good one for you today. Go over the new project in the shop. This is ours. This is I.B.F.HotRods project truck. We got a lot in store for this. Hope you stick around for this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you for stopping in. As always, Pinky's out. It's good to see you guys. It's been a while, but wanted to introduce you guys to the 58. If you've been following us, if you've been listening to the podcast, if you've been following anything throughout the history of IBF Hot Rods and me as a builder, you know that I've had this truck for a while. This truck has been following me and my wife around for the last umpteen years. It's spent most of its life since it came to me outside. I had bought this right after I got out of the oil field. So 10, 11, 12 years ago, somewhere in there. The battery says 11, if that tells you anything. So I bought this truck when I didn't know shit. And I might have did I buy this before college? Hell, I don't know. Somewhere in there. I've had this for a while. And like I said, it's been following me and the wife around for quite some time. I had this in my father-in-law's shop, his shed, barn, garage, whatever you want to call it, for a couple of years. That's the only time I really saw anything as far as like not getting rained on and all that shit. But now we are ready to go to town on this. I had put this up for sale because, as you know, if you run your own business or if you talk to the owners of businesses and shit, sometimes, you know, when you start a business in the middle of nowhere, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, I mean, I was gonna sell this to basically pay off some of the bills that I have accumulated because of everything that I had to do to get to where I'm at. You know, the mini split AC heating unit in here, all the tools, all the storage, you know, all this shit. You know, if you're looking this general direction through here, you see thousands of dollars worth of shit because it's filthy in here right now. But just from there to here, you know, there's a massive accumulation of money. And, you know, tools aren't cheap. And in this industry, even cheap tools are fucking expensive. So that's where we're at with that. But so this is the 58. This truck is a 1958 Ford F100. These trucks were built 57 to 60, this body style. I guess you could consider it maybe second gen. I don't know. But all the cool kids, they call this the fridge because it's a big fucking box, I guess. Let me grab a hold of the camera here and we'll move it out so you can see it. So you can really get a feel for it. So they call it, can you guess? Oops. Can you guess why they call it a fridge? So, but you can see the reason I bought this truck back in the day was not only because I wanted to learn how to build hot rods and there's only one way to do it, and you just got to fucking do it. But the main reason I bought this is because of this big back window right here. Let me come for a nice little walk around. You'll see this big ass back window right here. So this kind of goes with like the Chevy 5 windows that had the 3. You had a big windshield in the back, and then you had 2, one here in the corner and one in the other corner. You know, hence the reason it's called a 5 window. But this actually just took the whole thing. I mean, you can see it's just like a fucking bubble top as a truck, basically, if you're familiar with the bubble top, which would be your 61, 62 Chevy, Bel Air Impala-ish shit or whatever. But anyways, moving on, we have a 351 Windsor that has a C4 transmission in the back of it. And we are not going to keep the C4 transmission because it's a 3-speed. And it's just going to be stupid if we're going to try, if we're going to really try to, what's the word for it? If we're going to try to do anything with it, like drive, I'm a big advocate on at least a 5-speed, you know? I mean, we can do a 4-speed and shit, but I mean, I don't want a fucking 4-speed. I don't want it. I would rather have a 5-speed. 6-speed would be real fucking nice, but I don't know if we're going to go that crazy, because this project is going to be more of, I don't want to say budget build, but I guess, I mean, I'm going to try to keep it as low as possible, just because, you know, I'm the one that's going to be fucking forking over the bill for this one. Me and the wife are going to be putting the money from I.B.F.HotRods back into this to create what we need, so that when we go somewhere, we got the shop truck and we can show this thing off. So, but as you can see, I mean, so I bought this and I painted this already. And the crazy thing was, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I did it good enough. I mean, this stuff has been on the side. I think obviously I threw some rattle can primer over the years over this, just to seal up some of this exposed metal. The reason there's exposed metal on this is because at one point in time, I tore this whole thing down, taped everything off. I rented out a fucking building and built this truck and lived off of my oil field money for a few months and fucking did this. And I painted this thing. I built my own little paint booth inside this damn place. I had it all stripped down. If I got pictures of it, I'll post the pictures in the video right now, so you can see where it was at and what I was doing with it. But I tore this thing down, did the body work. I painted this thing, and that night the heat went out and it got down to like 2 degrees that night. So guess what? It fucked everything up. Drying just went to shit. I got what I believe was solvent pops. I'm not 100% certain, because I wasn't a paint guy at the time. I'm still not a fucking paint guy, but I'm you know, that's not me. I don't want to paint, but you know, this was a long time ago, and I was like, well, I'm just going to do it, because my idea was to get this and flip it. I got a half decent deal on it. The engine was in the fucking engine bay where it's supposed to be. This was a running and driving fucking vehicle. But long story short, I painted the fucking thing. The heat went out. It got down to 2 degrees, and there was like solvent pops and went the whole way down to the fucking primer, basically. So I started scuffing it all over again. I worked on it for a little while at a buddy's place. Shout out to Lansbury. If you're watching, I appreciate it. We're going to be hooking up here soon for some other projects. That'll all be in the works. Tell you guys about that on another video about another fucking vehicle that's underneath this roof. But yeah, so brought this in the other day, and basically the history is I neglected the fucking thing because I got frustrated, and then life fucking happened. You know the story, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we're going to fucking tear this whole thing down again. And in this video, we're going to do step-by-step procedures with this thing. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to tell you guys about that here in a little while. But I wanted to show you what's going on here. You know, I wanted to show you, you know, it's got the Windsor in it. It's got an Edelbrock, but you can see, like, you can see just the junk that accumulated up on it, and the rust and everything. Now this had a tarp over the back of it and everything, but you can see the bed itself is actually in pretty good shape outside of the fucking mess of squirrel shit and cat shit. The cat shit, there isn't cat shit. It's squirrel shit and fucking rat shit, basically. Now there are some cat prints, so we got a little buddy running around around the house. He's A-okay. Hopefully I didn't take his house and after bringing this thing in. But you can see, obviously this shit is fucking motorcycle parts. But the reason I bought this truck to begin with is because it was so fucking nice. The metal's nice. You can see it's nice and straight for the most part. Although I did fucking notice down here, down in here, you can see it's fucking bowed in, man. It's, oh man, that's fucking really, I don't know how that happened, but that right there, fucking, that there really just chaps my ass. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I had no idea, but you can see that dent. That was not there. Hopefully I'll be able to knock that fucker out. But anyways, you'll see all that. Now, we're going to open this up. It's got all the windows and everything in it. Now, the plan is we're going to get rid of this quarter window system, make one full-blown big window system. But you can see, you know, the metal is fucking good. The floors are fucking good. Everything's nice. You know, obviously this gas tank's going to be gone. You can see that it's the original steering column and stuff. Like the dash, like all the metal is A-okay. You know, like everything is fucking nice. We're going to strip all this stuff down. And we're going to go step by step with this. Obviously, we're going to plug some holes here, you know. We're going to do some shit. But let me crack this thing open. Sit you down here for a second. Now, it has the 01 Crown Vic Interceptor front end in it. I don't know if I said that already. I already did this video once, and I had the damn thing plugged into the headphones instead of the microphone system, so I didn't have any audio, which pissed me off. But anyways, you can see here that this is a Crown Vic Police Interceptor front end. And when I first bought this, it had a square tubing in here. It was like a 4x4 square tubing. I think it was 2x2 now that we're thinking about it. But anyways, it was jacked up. It was in between the frame and the actual cross member itself there. And I knocked that out, and I cut this out and dropped this down in where you know, to lower everything, because before it had like 22-inch fucking rims. I call them rims because they were fucking rims. But this is these I bought from a Mercury. Now you can see that the offset of that back tire that offset of that back wheel package, you can see how far out it is, and that tire sticking way the fuck out. So what they did back here, we'll end up getting into this, but what they did back here is they just lopped off. They just lopped off the ends of the rear end, and they lopped off the ends of the Crown Vic rear end, and then they welded everything together, and then they put, you know, I'm not sure. I can't wait to get in there to see how the hell they did it and figure out where the axles came from. That's my biggest question. The only thing I can think of is maybe the Crown Vic axles are in there. So it is the 8.8 Ford rear end housing and everything. That's the middle, but then the ends are lopped off, like I said, and it actually has 4 discs the whole fucking way around. But as you can see, I'm not happy about how far this tire sticks out, and I'm not going to be able to correct that with any sort of offset. It's not going to look good at all. So we're going to dive into all that shit. We're going to get this engine off of here, and we're going to pop it off. We're going to take the fucking transmission out. I'm going to sell the tranny because I don't want nothing to do with that. Like I was saying, I don't know if it was this video or not, but we're going to do I want to do a 5-speed, something like that, whether it's an automatic or it's a standard. You know, I want a 5-speed. That's what I want. I'll open up this side so you can see this side real quick. You know, the floors are good. I just got to clean it up. I wanted you guys to see the raw bullshit. The heater core's still in here, you know. Now all that shit's gonna go, but you know, it's gonna be interesting. So back up here to the front. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I did a 59. I helped build a 59 one of these with a builder that I was he was kind of mentoring me. I mean, he was paying me ish, I guess. And I did a 59 with him. So if you go back to my Instagram page and shit, you can see a 59 that I did that we're going to take some inspiration from and everything. But first thing I'm going to do is we're going to tear everything the fuck out. And we're going to tear everything out. And my plan is we're going to tear the shit out. the front end off. I'm going to tear the front end out, I think. We're going to start tearing down everything down to the bare metal. Now, here's the kicker. I got some plans for this. I'm not going to talk about right now, but we're going to do some wild shit. But as you can see, the bumpers are here, the front bumper, the back bumper, everything's here. I'm not going to go chrome with this. That is one thing I know, and I can tell you right now that we're not going fucking chrome with this. It's not going to be whatever. It's just, I got some big ass ideas for this, and you're going to come along for the ride. Basically, my plan is to kind of be budget friendly with this. We're going to be the ones funding this, and I'm going to be pushing Eastwood products. Eastwood, if you're not familiar with Eastwood, they're basically a restoration shop for DIYers, kind of, I'd say, as far as affordability and stuff, they're not your PPG. They're not they're not that crazy as far as price tag goes. But it's a good product. A lot of the products I use here, and I want to try out some more products, and this is ours. So I'm going to trust myself to use this shit. And if it fucks something up, it's going to be fucked up on our stuff, which I don't want it to fuck up. So hopefully it's as good as what I'm thinking it is. But I'm going to explain to you why I'm doing what I'm doing. I try to explain as much as I can with the client projects, but I can't be sitting here having fucking different cameras on, different angles of shit. And I can't be doing that on somebody's dime. That's why when you see my work, it's usually after I'm done working on something, in the middle of working on something. You're not seeing the step-by-step procedures. This, on the other hand, I'm going to go into detail on everything. So if you have any questions or what you want to see, let me know. But I'm going to show you how to tear down the paint. I'm going to show the tools I use, why I use the tools I use. If I think it's worth it, it's gonna be a lot more in depth with this project. This project's gonna take a while. Don't get me wrong, but I'm hoping to have quite a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Content, I guess, for this. So this is kind of going to be like a step-by-step for you guys. And I'm going to tell you why I fucking use the shit. And, you're either going to agree with me or not. Take it or leave it is what it's going to basically be at. But I trust the process that I do, because I feel like, the extra 5 minutes I go to do something, like I want you guys to know this stuff. And I try to do that. And at the same time, I'm going to fucking show it here. So we're going to pull the windshield. We're going to pull all the windows. We're going to go into depth on what the fuck is going on with this truck to begin with. So that's where we're at. And then we're going to the ideas that I have for this truck are going to be wild. And I'm going to explain to you why I'm doing them. And there's going to be, trust me, you're not going to want to miss this shit, because it's going to be ridiculous. You're going to probably think I'm fucking nuts, more than likely, which is fine. I'd rather somebody think I'm fucking nuts. That way they don't try to do it themselves. But I'm going to do something to this truck that it's either going to fucking work, or it might become just fucking scrap pile. That's how crazy we're going to be with this thing. But like I said, we're going to try to push some Eastwood products. This whole idea, like this truck, I had it up for sale. It's still up for sale. If somebody calls me tomorrow, I'll probably fucking sell the damn thing and never post this fucker. But anyways, I had it up for sale because I wanted to get some money around, because like I said, I don't know if I already said it in this fucking video or not, but I wanted to make some room. With some of the tools and shit that I bought here, and it was just going to be a little bit easier on me, and just a little bit of sigh of relief. But the thing of it is, I would pay off some money to end up borrowing some more money so I could get some more shit. So, I mean, it's kind of whatever. But me and the wife talked, and, looking at this truck, if we were going to start tearing apart a fucking truck, the metal is good. We have the bumpers, we got the grills, we got this fucking, we got this tailgate. We're going to show you this tailgate, because this tailgate's extremely rare. This tailgate here, you can't just go and buy this thing. If you go to try to buy this tailgate from LMC or any sort of truck magazine, you're not going to find this. You're not going to find these big letter Fords. It just ain't going to happen. Now, are we going to keep this tailgate, or are we just going to cut that center section out and use it? Now you can see it's fucked up. It's got some bulge in it. You know, it's got some bulge in it as opposed to that side and here. So if I keep it, we're probably going to have to do some sort of relief cut for it or whatever. So we're going to get into all this shit, man. Here's the bench seat that came with it. So the bench seat was pretty fucking nice. That in and of itself is pretty damn nice. And this is like brand new shit. You know, like, look at that. I mean, it's fresh upholstered whenever I bought the damn thing. You know, they didn't clean the fucking frame up. So yeah, why not just upholster over top of some dirty ass fucking rusty frame? But yeah, whatever. What do you do you, man? You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do. You guys are going to come along for the ride. If you want to come along for the ride or not, you know, so that's what we're going to do. I'm hoping you guys are going to like what I have to offer. Hopefully you guys learn some shit. We're going to go full custom on this damn thing. The plan was, as I progressed as a builder and everything, the plan was to make this thing a 100% custom hot rod. So I'm going to pull the engine out and we're going to tear into the engine. So I'm going to show you some shit with tearing an engine down and trying to diagnose some shit. This engine and everything fucking works, so I shouldn't be having to do too much diagnostics. But it did sit in the bed of this truck for fucking how many years? So I can buy a new cam and some heads and everything for this for a pretty good fucking price and end up getting 350, 400 horsepower out of the damn thing. I might do that because it is a Windsor. And the Windsor block setup, I mean, you can get a pretty decent stroke out of it and putting a new cam and new heads and everything in it. And, you know, carburetor or thinking maybe an EFI system probably, you know, just to make it more reliable and shit. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I might just do something carbureted because everything around here ain't carbureted. I don't know. But we're going to go into detail. I'm rambling. But hopefully you guys are as excited as I am about this project and excited that you guys are going to see more of how I do things and shit like that because it's on my truck. And if you don't fucking agree with it, I don't fucking care. But I'm going to at least explain it to you. And then you can take it or fucking leave it and you can argue with me or not. But I'm going to give you a logical reasoning behind it. And if it's not your logic, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You know, somebody's going to do the same thing I'm going to do. Like, we're going to strip all the paint and everything off. We're going to inspect the metal. We're going to clean it. We're going to treat it. We're going to fucking epoxy it. We're going to fucking this. We're going to fucking that. We're going to do everything, right? So, but we're also going to cut and paste. We're going to do some fancy shit. We're going to do some, you know, I got a laundry list of ideas, and that'll be the next video of what the hell we're going to do. And we're going to, you know, so hopefully you stuck around to the end here. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, if you're interested in what the hell is going to be going down, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, this is a pretty rare truck. So what I'm planning on doing to it hasn't really, I don't think it's been done yet. So it's going to be crazy. And maybe it has been done. That's why we haven't seen it, because it's going to be a hit or fucking miss. That's the way it's going to be. But we're going to do some wild stuff. Hopefully you guys come along for the ride. And as always, here's looking at you guys. Pinky's out. Love you guys. Cheers. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. And until then,